I talked about the response. Maybe this is also an interesting thing. I mentioned this before. In the dating game, people who only talk about what they want, they will never get it. Unless, you know, you buy, let's say in my case, or from a man perspective. The thing is, you buy the fucking women, you know. You pull up with a, oh yeah, here in Bulgaria, BMWs are, you know, like honey for the bees and the birds. But the thing is, with all the respect I'm saying this, but you know, in other countries there are just grocery cars. The thing is, what I like to say, a lot of people just say what they want, not what they bring to the table. For me, I never say what I want. There are characteristics that attracts me, that is high energy, treat other people very nice, and that's actually the main thing, and the rest comes with high energy. A lazy, I'm gonna talk about women because I'm into women. The thing is, if a woman has high level energy, hygiene is good in general, and I'm not talking about cocaine energy. I talk about real positive life energy. You can see the skin is glowing, high energy, just positivity, and move forward, and no time to waste on negativity. But you know, I always talk about what I'm gonna bring to the table, and I can say it here on this video, what I bring to the table: massages, showering, nice conversations, and hyperactivity, and a lot of other things that try to make other people feel good. And it's not that I could be labeled as a simp, because this is also another side of the story. As some people will say, yeah, Dallin, if you put in so much work, then, you know, they're gonna use you. Well, see, there are of course strategies for that. You know, you set your boundaries. But first of all, if you just sit with another of a potential spouse, there is nothing to be really set boundaries to. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? We did one dinner, now you're not gonna see another guys? No, there is no time for boundaries. Only this is what I can bring to the table, and that's it. Is it good enough? Then it's good enough. If it's not good enough, then I learn from it. And it's not that I'm adapting to what other people want, really, and giving my dignity away, no. But I try to optimize how I bring things to the table. You know, there are things that are totally flopped sometimes, simply because I use the wrong wordings, maybe a little bit wrong timing. But you know what? I learned from it. Life is a numbers game. So if you really have the thing that I want has a potential partner in that case. But I'm not talking about this, that I'm talking about, oh, I want children, I won't get married. No, I never would talk about this. And also, I don't think that I ever get married. So that's also totally not in the bucket. Again, not talk about what you want. And also, when things are flopping, I simply evaluate myself and see what can I improve to actually maybe get on the long term what I maybe want. Because that's also another thing, right? Sometimes you can wish for something, and then when you have it, then it's actually way less exciting than you expected, because you simply set the bar too low. It's another thing, right? Set the bar too low for, let's say, when it's about your own so-called value. You know, when you say this is what I'm worth, so you present this to the world, also with putting a price on you. You know, a lot of people. I'm also very guilty of this. For a long time, I priced my things way too low. You know, that also ripple effect, you know, in a lot of other negative outcomes. So, you know, really evaluate yourself. I think it's very important. But also the conversations that you had with the people, and where you actually didn't get. I think get is such a really selfish word, I think, but that you didn't get this satisfaction of when you achieved some sort of outcome. right? I really think that people really go for only, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what you have to give me. And if you, oh, this is another thing, right? Longevity. And many people that I actually tested the past half a year, I think the last year, I tested them the last years multiple. The longevity is not over there, simply also when there is a decrease of intensity, especially when it's about communication. I could mention some simple examples, but they are too fresh and I don't want to step anybody on their toes. But if I would mention them in other vlogs, then it's not about, you know, how bad somebody is. It's more or less that you, the viewer, who actually wants to increase a little bit of value, their value, and also maybe at the end, because of that, feel more fulfilled about, let's say, yourself, but also that the people around you say, well, I never expected this. You know, very tiny things can make very exciting. You know, I mentioned this example of this Jim Rohn guy. He described a situation where a father of a daughter says no to a daughter, she cannot go to the concert. That is the situation described. So the thing is, and then the opposite would be, give her take her out for the dinner, then you put in an envelope the tickets of the concert. Wait a minute, huh? There are people. So, you know, like this, you turn a very, how can I say this? Let's say boring moment, and it's the topic is simply going to the concert, and you turn it in something that creates a lot of excitement in the other party. In this case, father to daughter, right? And that's in the 5 pieces of the puzzle of life. And again, I'm wrestling with this title, but I read the book so many times, and always I don't know the exact title. Jim Rohn, the 5 pieces of the life puzzle. That's the thing, I think. And by the way, if you don't believe me that I actually read it, you can find my snippets on Goodreads, you know, so you can see it. And there are a lot of snippets, so if you don't want to read the whole book and just want to see if it would speak to you, I grab from most books very impressive and very pieces of the books that can maybe spark something in your brain, you know. And let me also talk a little bit about snippets. There are so many services now, right, AI based, that you don't have to read the book and just very quickly get the so-called value from it. But if I may say so, give my personal 2 cents on this, I do believe if you don't put in the work, you don't build this mental, again, it's again to build this mental discipline, mental resilience. Just wrestle to the book, turn off your notifications, turn off any kind of distractions. You're not watching television, you just train your brain. You know, I read a lot of books. Now I don't spend so much time anymore on reading the books because I read multiple books multiple times. I have a list of favorite books that actually shaped my brain in a way that that cost me a few X's, but anyway, because I simply started thinking different. And one of the books is this one, The Greatest Salesman by O.G. Mandino. And probably I pronounce it in the wrong way, but the thing is, that book, and the thing is that there's an intro story, but the main thing is the 10 scrolls of life. And those scrolls, every single, I could say every word that follows up makes so much more, that makes so much impact on my thinking. And this is the way how you have to read those 10 scrolls. Each month for 30 days, so 30 days, you read each scroll in the morning you read it. At daytime, you read it a little bit mumbling, and then at the end of the day, you read it up loud. And you do this for 30 days for every 10 scrolls. I did it a little bit in a different way. I did for, I think, around 1.5 years. Every day I read all 10 scrolls, and I totally brainwashed myself.